Seeing someone that you were in love with quickly jump into another relationship is probably one of the most difficult things in the world to deal with. The initial breakup that you feel can make you want to lash out, seek for more connection, and try to make sense of it all. If your ex is in a rebound relationship, it's vital that we take a step back and understand that this situation is difficult before you react. Um, I'll be answering this question today. Can rebound relationships work? But before I get into the content, if this is your first time visiting my channel, my name is Coach Court, and I've been helping people navigate relationships for over the past 18 years. If you want my help personally, the quickest way to get into contact with me is through my website at www.fruitfulseeds.com with a Z at the end. Fruitfulseeds with a Z at the end.com. In today's video, I want to be offering something to you guys today. Right, I'm going to be offering a 2-hour coaching session to one of my viewers for free. And the only way that you can participate in this is if you share this video and comment down in the comment section. Now, I'm going to be specific here because today is January 3rd, 2025. I'll be picking the winner by next week, January 10th, 2025. So if you watch this video on replay, I'm sorry, but you missed out. I'll be doing this again, though, throughout the year because I want to start back contributing and giving back to the community that has helped me grow here so much here on YouTube. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time to get in here. Simone, long time no see. Hi. Okay, I think we got everybody caught up here. If you're coming in here, say hello. I just talked about my giveaway. I'm going to be giving a free 2-hour session away to one of you guys. All you have to do is share this feed, comment in the comment section to qualify, and I'll be picking one person randomly in the comment section over the next week. All right, go back and watch the replay because I talk about that a little bit more in detail. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about whether rebound relationships can work. And first, I want to define what a rebound relationship is. It's when someone starts dating someone new shortly after they've broken up with you, or even if it's after a breakup period. It is often seen as a way to heal or a way to move on from the person that they were in a relationship with. But here's the thing. Just because it's a rebound relationship, it doesn't automatically mean that the relationship is doomed. So I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into that because I've done these videos periodically over the years, and a lot of attention is given to the negativity of the videos. But I've seen over the decades of my life that these relationships can actually work and they can actually become functional relationships. But I want to start with what the signs are of a rebound relationship. So the signs for me are, one, your ex started dating someone right after they broke up, or broke up with you, or you broke up with them. 2 is the relationship seems rushed or really intense. You know, the people that you see getting out of a relationship, and the next thing you know, they're in Dubai with their new girlfriend, or they're in Canada with their new boyfriend, posting those pictures, and you're like, wait, I'm friends with this whole circle of friends. I didn't know that they actually broke up. So if you see that starts to happen like that, it's probably a rebound relationship. The third thing you'll see is their new partner is significantly different from the other person. If it's your ex, then they're significantly different from you. And I've also seen where they may be exactly like you to a degree. So if there's like no middle ground, there's either they're completely different or they're somewhat like you. And I see those happen when someone was in a relationship with the person and that relationship was unfulfilling, or that person didn't meet their full potential. So they went out and found someone that's a lot like you, but just operating differently in some areas of that relationship. The fourth one is you've heard about them talk about you being their ex too much around their new person. So if they're spending way too much time talking about, this is one of my red flags when I coach people through dating. If you go on a date and they're talking a lot about their ex and talk about how that person did them wrong, and they just have way too much feelings and emotions tied into that ex person of theirs, then there's a chance that this person is attempting to rebound. So I've noticed that rebounds tend to last anywhere from 3 months to 2 years before it becomes either unhealthy or codependent. And out of curiosity, I asked AI, and it brought back the results saying rebounds typically last between 1 month and a year, and commonly struggle to last past the initial infatuation period. And the infatuation period means that person can do no wrong. Everything about that person is just what my aunt used to say, the bee's knees, and everything is honey. Everything is honey and sweet to that person until they start to show some of their weaknesses or some of their quirks, I guess you would call it. So this happens pretty commonly. There used to be a percentage. I didn't even feel like looking into the percentage because I'm starting to just operate through what I've seen in life. And over the decades, they have been lasting more and more. The one thing I want to be honest about is I've seen relationships like that actually become functional and actually thrive out of another relationship. I mean, I've seen people get married, they get, maybe pregnant by a new person. They even take all those trips together, and sometimes those things work out. I mean, it's very rare, in my opinion, but I have seen them because whenever someone reaches out to me and they're asking, what are the odds of this person coming back, or do you think this person is real, if they ever love me, all those other normal questions that people have after relationships end like this. And if I see a certain pattern with someone, then I'll just come straight on and let them know, hey, this is what happened because this is what's going to happen next. Like, I've got guys that will reach out to me 3 months later, and they're like, Coach, how did you know this was going to happen? Like, well, there's certain characteristics and certain patterns that you have to notice. I mean, a lot of the times when you get into a relationship with someone, you have to question their history. You have to wonder, is this rebounding a pattern of theirs? Have they been in relationships while you were starting to talk? Were they what they call monkey branching from another person over to you? And more commonly, I would say, if I have to talk about statistics, 70 to 80% of my rebound relationship videos are viewed mainly by men. Many of the men are the ones that are left behind. I mean, I'm not lying to you about that statistic. I wish I could screenshot it and show you guys in my analytics, but that's usually how it happens. And I don't understand why, but my theory is that women most likely have an easier chance moving on than men do. If you look at the divorce statistics, it's kind of the same on the line of that. And like I said, a lot of things I talk about on this channel, attachment style theory, they're all theories. But then I go back and I analyze, like, what were my own personal experiences? What were the experiences of my clients? And then I'll align that with whatever theory that I'm talking about. So I try to be as accurate as I can. There was another client of mine that talked about, whether relationships can last if it's a rebound. And she saw this quote and she shared it with me. She said, relationships aren't actually about compatibility. It's about adaptability. So if they go out into this new relationship, and let's say that you don't think this person is compatible with your ex, or even if you're in this rebound relationship, It's about how adaptable are you to making new changes and kind of going with the flow of the relationship. The things that I think needs to change is if the relationships are going to work, and if you've noticed this, if you've seen your ex started to grow in that new relationship, where they started to grow, meaning they started to navigate life differently. They're not out partying as much as they used to. They become better communicators. They actually look like they've matured a little bit. Then it might be that relationship that's causing them to do that. When we get into a rut in relationships, we we lose ourselves, and we try to do whatever we need to do in order not for that relationship to work, in order to just keep the ship afloat, right? And when I see the relationships that work, it's more than that. It's more like they are being intentional about communicating better, um, about not allowing things to fester for too long, disagreements, not having these over the top arguments. So, listening to this book, um, actually with me and my wife, book called Seven Principles to Make Marriage Work. And I think it's by, give me a second. Bear with me, people. I like sharing these type of things because it's real life experience. It's by John Gottman, Seven Principles to Make Marriage Work. And it's a really good book. I mean, you can use this for relationships, period. But I want to say in this book, he talked about um, the amount of growth that needs to happen in those marriages, and being able to just have disagreements and coming back to the table and not having any ill feelings about that person. I was talking to a client today about how we tend to walk on eggshells in relationships. But in this book, it says that if you notice the healthy couples, the ones that thrive, they don't really walk on eggshells. They say what they need to say. I think partially because they don't have any abandonment issues. They don't feel like the person's going to abandon them, whether they say what's on their mind or not, which means they feel emotionally safe. They feel like they can just bring anything to the table. And if you think about your old relationship, because many of the guys that reach out to me, I mean, they've been in marriages for 10, 15 years, and then that person gets left for someone else. And I try not to point the fingers really fast. I want to dig down and get the details of what actually happened. And you'll see that it was probably some red flags were there from the beginning of the relationship. There was miscommunication. There was broken trust. It's another thing I think he talks about in this book too. You know, when the trust is broken, it takes so much work to get that trust back that it's almost like you might as well hang it up. But I'm someone that thinks like this. Um, Adaptability, should be ebb and flow in a relationship. You should be able to repair certain things and not have things fester for too long. Um, but I'm at a stage in my life where that's something that I value. And when I was younger, maybe a little bit of chaos was attractive to me. That's why sometimes I have to check myself, because I have that anxious / fearful avoidance style in me still, even though I'm a more secure person today. He severely avoided for 18 years of relationship. All right, I'm gonna address some of you guys. You guys have questions? I'm done rambling. I want to make sure I got that out first. So yeah, if you guys are in here, I'm giving away 2 hours of coaching for free for the people who share this live and comment in the comment section, because I want to get back to you guys, and I'm so grateful to have this community. Happy 2025. It's just, life is just beautiful. I mean, you're talking to someone who's been homeless, who's been jobless, carless, all those different things. And I can still sit here today and say, all of that stuff was meant to happen to me, because if it didn't, you wouldn't have Coach Court here today. I wouldn't be here right now. So if I would have rolled over and just shriveled up, I wouldn't be helping as many people as I am. I wrote a quote about this too today. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, so I am Coach Court. I said, attachments can bring a lot of joy and misery, whether that's to people, identities, or material things. One event can change it all. Your car can and eventually will break down. A loved one can and probably will, in some form, part your life. A job or career could be lost. The person who moves majestically through these changes will find the gratitude and joy in these endings. The person who can't will only find misery. That quote is on Instagram, and that's part of my morning reflections. You can also do this with your relationship too, because to be candid here, many of the people who reach out to me, they already know what they have to do. The writing's on the wall. It's just helpful to hear it from someone else and someone who's been coaching this. It's helpful to know that you're not crazy. You were seeing things right. You knew the red flags were there. It's just once you build that attachment, it's really hard to let that person go. You think about the slot machine. If someone is there pumping in quarters for 2 hours, and then they're getting just a little bit of return on their investment, and then they end up losing it all, they get up, walk away, and they see the next person comes along and hits the jackpot, and takes all of that time and that effort that they've been putting into that machine, all those finances. It's painful, but I believe that if you thoroughly enjoyed that 2 hours that you were there, you were having a good time, find the gratitude in that. It's not a loss, because what God has for you coming down the line is so much bigger than what you lost. And you should probably stop gambling in your relationships too. Pick the sure wins, that's what I'm here for. Try to help you guys with your discernment so you can pick the ones that's going to at least make it past 10 years with you. 8 to 9 years, and she got in the rebound right away. I definitely felt like I was stepping on eggshells in the past, so I do wish I addressed those issues differently. Overall, it was a great relationship. So, Connor, it was a great relationship. So you were able to find the gratitude in that time that you spent with that person. For me, I was talking to a client about this today too. How do we define wasted time? Wasted time for me would be something that, maybe lasted under a year. Like if you're intentionally dating, trying to find your person, and it lasted under a year, and they were cheating on you, they were lying to you, they were leading you on. That's a waste of time. That's a waste of time. But if you're with someone for 8 to 9 years, you spent a lot of Christmases, Easters, Valentine's Day together, you had kids together, you maybe got a pet together. I don't see that as a waste of time. I see that as you being exactly where you wanted to be in that present moment. And that other person just saw this has ran its course. Not saying that, I'm not trying to minimize anyone's grief in here or belittle it, but they saw things way differently than you saw it. And look, I sometimes think, I've been married before, and I think that she did me a favor by letting me go. Connor, like you said, there were some things in there, some boundaries I should have laid, some things in there I should have done to help that relationship even work out even better, which was set boundaries for yourself. But she saw that I wasn't happy, deep down, happy. And that was helpful. Now she's happy. She's in her relationship. I'm in my new one. And no harm, no foul, right? I've got 3 beautiful kids. Al Green. That's funny. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Like I said, if you guys are interested in a coaching session, Comment in the comment. This video is going to be posted. I don't think I can keep these comments here. And I'm going to pick one of you guys randomly by next Friday. I'm gonna give the YouTube's time to get this video out there and share it with enough people. And hopefully I find someone new in 2025 that I can help bless their life, and they can help bless me, because you guys help me just as much as I help you. Like I really find joy in meeting new people and helping people on their journey. So if you found this video of any value, please like, comment, and share. You can reach out to me on my other social media accounts. Twitter is, do I still have Twitter? Yeah, I am Coach Court. Instagram is I am Coach Court, and TikTok is I.am.coachcourt. Hopefully this scammer's not still on TikTok. I think it was like I.am.coachcourt or something like that. Hopefully they're not still trying to sell you guys crypto, because I don't do crypto. So not me, obviously. And always remember, when you go be love, you'll never have to find it. Namaste. Peace, people. Have a good Friday.